Hello friends, and welcome back to another speed build. Today, for the first time in probably years, I have built a pool. I think this is probably one of those lot types where I like the idea of building them, and every single time I start building one, I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, and then I give up. Because I think pool lots in this game are just kind of hard to make interesting, and pools are just big. I think making outdoor pools look good works okay. I think that's a lot easier. Making indoor pools look good is like, for me at least, it feels like an almost impossible task. Because pools are just, they're just large, and they're, you can't really fit them in the shape of like a nice looking build a lot of the time. So the builds end up looking just kind of ugly on the outside. They're just kind of a box. And that is how pools look in real life. When I think of any pool I've ever been to in my entire life, it's always been like a big rectangle on the outside. So I'm like, there's absolutely nothing I can think of to make it look more interesting. So, this build on the outside is kind of a big rectangle, and I think the inside of this build is definitely more interesting. But I thought this idea for this pool was really fun. It's like a tropical pool. I feel like there's a word for this, and I've been trying to think of it ever since I built it, and I cannot figure out what it is, but it's like the kind of pools, to me, it's very Center Parks core of like, you go on like a little family trip, you stay in a little house, and then you have like this big pool that's got palm trees for some reason, and it's always a really fun time. They're always really, like, they've got a lot going on and a lot of fun stuff that you cannot recreate in The Sims, but I did try to make a few different areas to make it kind of fun. But I really liked building this. Like I said, the outside I really struggled with, and when I finished the build, there was a moment where I was looking at the outside and I was like, is this even worth posting anywhere? Because on the outside, it looks not good. Like, the outside is still something, I think in the end, it looked okay, and it wasn't as bad as I thought, but I really struggled to make the outside look right, because part of me was like, the outside should look a bit more tropical to match with the inside, but then I was like, well, I am trying to, in my head, this would not be a pool in a tropical place, because you wouldn't need an indoor tropical pool in a place that's already got that kind of vibe, because then you could just swim outside. In my head, this is the kind of pool that would exist in a colder place, so that you can have like a warm, tropical feeling pool to experience those vibes for a while. Anyway, I really tried to make it work, and I think the outside ended up okay, but the inside is definitely where it's more exciting. I used so much stuff from Island Living and Jungle Adventure in this build to make the vibes how I wanted to, and one thing I really struggled with is getting the trees inside, because the trees obviously are ginormous and they're very tall, and fitting them in the roof, even though I had 2 floors open, it's just difficult. But I sized some of them down like twice, and they did end up fitting. Some of them might slightly clip through the roof if you're looking up from certain angles, but just don't do that. Anyway, I've been really wanting to build a pool ever since we got the diving boards and the slide, because those things are things I've always wanted in The Sims 4. I think I've talked about this before in the build that I did when Adventure Awaits just came out, where I was like, why did we have slides and why do we have diving boards in The Sims Free Play, which to me is like the silliest Sims game. Honestly, The Sims Mobile is worse in my eyes. The Sims Free Play is what I like grew up simming in. But I was like, why do we have diving boards and slides in that game and we don't get to have them in The Sims 4? That's so stupid. I want them in The Sims 4, and now we finally have them, and I'm really happy about it, because I feel like it makes pool lots so much more worth visiting, because I feel like, yeah, pools are expensive in The Sims, and like, yeah, it's a little like, not everyone would have a pool, but if you want your Sim to go swimming, it's so easy to just be like, well, I'll just give them a pool. Like if you want to be like, oh yeah, my Sims like swimming, just put a pool in their backyard. It's not like, I don't know. It's fine. But now that you can make like a more interesting pool lot, I think it's way more worth it to actually build a pool lot because they're more fun to build, and also it just makes it a little bit more fun and a little bit more interesting. So I'm so excited that we have this now. I think it's gonna make pool lots so much better. Because we already had, I don't know, I wouldn't call them diving boards, but they're like a diving platform that came with Get Together, I think. Because that's where pool lots were first introduced, I'm assuming, because that's where we got a pool lot. But they have like the jumping platforms. I think they can do like flips off of it. They can jump off of it, but diving boards are more exciting. And also they look more like they'd be at a pool. So I'm very excited that we have them now. I'm also excited that they made like a kind of ugly version and then like an upgraded version. So you can have different vibes of pools. That always speaks to me. I love a little nasty version of a swatch. That's always fun for me. I also, in this build, added a room. I struggled with this a lot. And also, every single time I think certain objects, I don't know if it's like stairs or if I moved walls or something, it would disappear again. So if you download this from the gallery and it's not there, just put it back in with the pawn tool. But I added in that little room at the back that has like the splash pad stuff from growing together. And then I was like, well, I kind of want this to be in like a little bit of water. And then in my eyes, that's like the room where the kids play who cannot swim yet. But, you know, that's not really a thing in The Sims. But that's where I would like to think they would hang out. That's where like the small kids and maybe the toddlers hang out with the parents. Because that's just that happens a lot. They have that in pools. I'm thinking of the pools I went to as a kid because I always went to the same pool. And they had like one little corner with, kind of our version of whatever that whale thing is that we have in this game where like it just water comes out of it. And I'm pretty sure it also was a slide. And it was very exciting. And now I'm thinking maybe I should have put a slide in there, but I was running out of space. So anyway, I just thought that was fun. But I had to put like a little platform in so I could use the pawn tool. And then the water kept disappearing. But I do think it's very easy to put back and it does work. Everything functions. This is the first build in a very long time that I've actually play tested, because I put so much stuff down that I sized down and like alt placed and like whatever, that I just had no idea which things actually functioned. And I was a little worried that you wouldn't be able to get to anything. So I'm pretty sure I tested everything. You should be able to use, I definitely tested both slides. There'll be a slide outside later as well. I know both of those work. The diving board should work. I'm pretty sure you can get into all of the rooms and like everything should work, which this is the first time in a long time where I've remembered to playtest things. Because I don't normally really think about playing in the builds that I build for YouTube videos, because I don't know, I don't do a lot of gameplay, and if I do, it's usually like rags to riches, and then I don't really keep playing for a long time after. So I don't normally go to a lot of the community lots I build, and like if I build houses, they're not normally for me to play in anymore, but therefore I forget to playtest them all the time. So I think there's definitely been some times where I'm like, oh, I forgot some important things to make this functional. This is actually functional, so I'm happy to tell you it actually works. Because it does look like some parts are maybe a little bit full, but everything is fine, and I'm very happy about it. But like I keep using this. I keep using Journey to Batu everywhere, but this tile that's on the floors, like the stone, it's so beautiful, and it was the perfect one, and it had the right vibes, and I really wanted to use it. So I'm sorry for using Star Wars. That pack is really just not a necessity for anybody, and I'm sorry that I keep using it everywhere, but I'm not very good at limiting my packs anyway, so my apologies. Anyway, I know, now I don't remember what I was gonna say, because I was gonna say something else. Oh, yeah, I'm placing these little rocks in with the fountains. Love those. They were so perfect for this build. They're from one of the kits that I don't remember the name of because we've had so many. But those little rock waterfalls, they are so perfect for this build. And then the little rocks helped with making the landscaping look a little bit less silly, because when I think of these pools in real life, normally the plants are in like basically giant planter boxes. Like they're in walled off kind of areas. They have like a little, you know, in my eyes I would think of like a little half wall, and then all of the plants are kept in that area. They're not just like growing on the ground, because that would be, first of all, really awful to clean, I would assume. And also just wouldn't make sense, because plants don't grow on tile like that. Trees don't grow on tile like that. So obviously that doesn't work. But if I was going to do that, this lot would have been a 64 by 64 lot, and it would have just been a massive box, and it would have been awful. So I decided that, you know what, in this game, plants don't grow anyway. So they can grow on whatever I want them to be on, and it's fine. And nothing matters. As long as it looks cute, everything is fine. So that's how I was feeling about this. I know it doesn't really look right when you think about it, but it's The Sims. We are not here to think about realism. But when I started building this build, I think I have like 5 different recordings of what I started with. I had so many different visions, being like, oh, I want it to be like, because at first I wanted this to be like a giant circle, because I really wanted a glass, like dome kind of roof. Because when I was looking up references for what the inside should look like, I kept finding these like big circular pools, basically, that had like a big round glass roof on it. And I was like, oh my god, that's beautiful. Then I go into build the actual build, and I realized our biggest round walls are way too small for such a project. When you put the biggest round walls together, it makes quite a small circle, and if you put a pool in there, you would fit absolutely nothing else in it. And then I was like, oh, what if I just put some circles on like some edges of a rectangle, and then we can still have some round domes. But then I was like, no, it still looks stupid because they're still too small. So whatever, I just gave up on that idea, but I did really like that idea, and I still really think it would be fun. It's just not really possible. And then I was like, should I do it with, you know, just walls that aren't rounded, but like kind of, you know, in a circle, you know what I mean? But no, that didn't look right either. And then I tried a few different rectangle shapes, and I didn't like those. And then eventually, this is the only one that I got into building with, and I was like, oh, I guess that kind of works. Because we still have the glass roof, because I loved the way that the sun looked when it goes through the glass roof and into the building. I think it looks so nice. And that's why I also have like almost every single wall is glass. Which I don't think these places normally have this much glass on the outside, because I feel like normally the glass side would only be on the side that goes to like the back or the outside of the water park, not at the front of the building, because you don't want everybody just like looking in. But it's The Sims and people don't look through windows, so it doesn't matter. And it gives a really nice effect to have all the sunlight inside. And I will say, I do think that only works on like really high graphic settings. I'm pretty sure having lighting come through windows is like ultra graphics. So I don't know if that's something everybody's gonna see, but I know it's there. And that's important. Because this was the vision I was going for. So now at least if you have good graphics, you'll see it. And that's fine. But that's one thing I recommend to everybody. If your PC can handle it, you can leave all your other settings lower, but turn your lighting settings up, because it's so gorgeous. It looks so good. My favorite part of the lighting in this game is the way that the sun goes through the windows, and then it shows like the patterns of the windows on the floor. Oh my god, it looks so good. It looks so good every time. It's perfect. And this is one of those things I really missed when I was still playing The Sims on a laptop. that eventually almost blew itself up because of how much Sims I played on it. But I really miss the lighting looking that good because I kept seeing other Simmers playing like that, and I was like, why does their game look so much better than mine? Because I think a lot of the other graphics settings, you don't really notice that much when you turn them down, but that lighting thing, I missed it so much. I think a lot of the other stuff is not that noticeable in The Sims when you turn it down. But to be honest, I've never turned it down like all the way. I think low graphics would be noticeable. But it looks so good, and it's like one of my favorite parts of the game, and it's so pretty. Also, I did this before, but I put a little playground thing outside because the new like modular playgrounds that we have, oh my god, they're so fun. And that was the thing that I built where I was like, oh, I need to play test this, because I put plants underneath it and I wasn't sure if it would work. It works. You can go down all the slides and it's completely functional, which I was very happy about because I was so worried it wasn't going to work because I really liked the idea and I didn't really want to get rid of the plants, but it ended up working, so I didn't have to worry anymore. And then I went in with a lot of debug when I started decorating the place because I really wanted more trees, and then I was like, oh, the trees are too tall. They don't fit anywhere. So I went into debug. I think it's all Jungle Adventure debug with like the kind of vines and stuff. Oh, it looks so good. I was like, this build looks great, and then I added that stuff in and I was like, now it looks so much better. It's the debug stuff that always adds the finishing touches in builds like this. When it's like a specific kind of vibe you're going for, there's always more in debug. And I think debug in general, very overwhelming. But when you look at debug with only one pack selected, it's so much easier to find the things you're looking for. And then I'm very happy that we have Jungle Adventure with like the perfect vibe that I wanted. Because it was so easy to find all of this beautiful stuff to get some more like jungly vibes in here. And it really just tied the place together to have it on the walls and like have some vines hanging around. It just looked so good. And I also put, there's these like Jungle Adventure lights that are for like mood lighting. They're like a big square. I sized them down all the way and then put a few around. I don't know how well you can actually see that the lighting changed color with this in certain areas, but I put it down anyway because I couldn't really tell in build mode whether or not it changed that much. But I have seen these lights change the vibes of places, so I was like, I'll just put them anyway, and then if you can't really see them, then it doesn't matter, and if you can't see them, then that's a good bonus. So I put them down. I was very excited about it. And then now you'll see that I was slowly realizing that I made everything look very modern on a lot of places, and I was like, actually, I want it to be more jungly inside. So I changed a bunch of stuff, and I really could not decide if I liked it, especially like the entry area. I could not decide if I liked it for a long time, but I think I decided in the end that it's better this way. It makes it look a bit nicer when it's all on theme instead of having like white walls when you enter the building and then suddenly you enter the pool part and it's all tropical. I don't know, I think with a build like this where the inside is so different from the style of the outside, I really struggle to figure out which parts should look like which style. But I think it worked out in the end, and I was very proud of the end result. This is one of those pools where I'm like, I now want to play The Sims just so I can take my Sims here. Because I feel like it would be fun, and I feel like it would look really fun to play here. So I got really excited, but I'm just not really... The idea of doing Sims gameplay right now, I'm just not really excited by it. That sounds really stupid as someone who plays The Sims a lot, and like I make Sims videos. Obviously they're building videos, but I also stream The Sims, and I'll do gameplay on there, but I think every once in a while I reach a point where I'm just like, the last time I played The Sims, I was annoyed at my Sims for the way that they were doing things, and now I can't look at them for a while. I feel like an annoyed parent. I'm like, I need distance from my children being my Sims. And I need them to not be in front of me so I don't yell at them. So we're taking a break from each other. But I love The Sims. Sometimes the bugs in this game are just slightly distressing. And I don't have a lot of patience, unfortunately for me. So, yikes. But I do love building. Anything building in this game is so fun. Also, speaking of building, I've been playing this different game on my Twitch streams because I've not been simming that much, so I've been playing a lot of different games. My game recommendations for people who like creative games, I'll tell you them right now. First of all, Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo is one of my favorite games for when I really want to build something but not focus too much on the building and focus more on the vibes, because Planet Zoo is a zoo game. It's very management focused, so do be aware there's a lot of things you need to worry about. It's you need to have this much grass, and this is the temperature that these animals deal with, and you need to make sure that the siblings that your animals give birth to don't have babies with each other. There's a lot of things in Planet Zoo that you need to worry about, but I think that makes it really fun, because it's a little challenge putting all their little habitats together, and it's just really fun. I love that game, and you can do anything with the building tools. They're really cool. The way that the build tools work in Planet Zoo is I wish that is how The Sims worked, with the way you can rotate objects and place them and rise them up and down, and oh my god, it's so good. Love that game, but it doesn't build the way that The Sims does, but that's okay. Another game that I've been playing since literally this week, but it's very much City Skylines type, which is another game I like, but City Skylines for me a little bit too stressful. There's too many things to worry about, and you can't really make it that pretty because it's a city game. It's kind of pretty, but it's not that pretty, you know what I mean? But now there's this game called Town to City, which is just a cozier version of City Skylines to me. I know that that's not really what it is, but that's how it feels to me. You draw little paths, and then you put their little houses, and you can oh my god, it's so fun. And I've played it twice on stream this week, and I'm recording this on a Wednesday when I also stream again. I think I might just play it again. Normally Wednesday is my Planet Zoo day. I think I might just play Town to City again because I love that game. It's so fun. It's so pretty, and you can put all of these little decorations down. It's so good. So I recommend it to everybody. I think it's currently still in early access, but I'm having so much fun. I'm if this is the early access, I bet the final result of the game is going to be wonderful. So I've been really enjoying that. Because there's so many games that I love. There's so many games that I love. I've also been playing Peak recently, but I'm not very good at that game. I do really like it though, but I suck at it. I do find that that's one of those games that kind of makes me rage quit a little bit. Now that we're getting to the end of this build, I'm decorating the outside to be a little bit more tropical because something about it I just didn't like. So I was you know what, I'm just gonna change it, and then it does look a little bit strange in the environment that it's in, but it's fine. I ended up putting this jungle adventure arch thing. Don't worry if you're looking at it panicking. When I went to playtest this, I realized that thing also spawns spider bites and bugs. So I deleted that really quickly, don't worry. It's not on the gallery that way. Because that would be awful. And now that we're done building, it's time for a tour. So on the outside, like I said, I changed it to be a little bit more tropical. It kind of still matches the vibes I was going for of it being a bit more normal on the outside. Then when you get in, we're going straight into the jungle theme. Then we've got the bathrooms. We've got the changing rooms that are very small and not very private, but Sims don't care about that, so it's fine. We've got some showers over here so you can rinse off. Then we've got our hot tub. Then we've got the pools, which we've got one for diving, and you can swim back and forth here, and this is more a fun pool where you've got a slide and stuff. Then over here is the little kids area that I set up for them. This is where the kids can go who can't really swim yet, so they also have something to do. Then over here we have a little outdoor area, so we've got the little jumping platform, another slide. We also have these little bubbly things. I also added the geothermal lot, so this also should have warmed pools, so you shouldn't freeze to death in here. Even though there's also indoor pools, so you don't really need to worry about that. We've got the playground over here. And then upstairs, we have some tables and this thing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know if this works, but I decided there's already a bar downstairs, so I think this is fine. But obviously, if you're at a pool, you desperately need food afterwards. Every time you go to the pool, you then have like chips and mayonnaise, and it's like the saltiest, best thing in your life. And it's wonderful. And I love that. Anyway, I really like this build. I hope you like it too. It's on my gallery if you want to download it and play in it. And let me know if there's anything you would like me to build next. And then I'll see you guys in the next one.